I spend a little bit of time on that because I really want people to understand these I am statements are running in our unconscious minds all day long. There's a great stat out there that says, like 80% of our day is run unconsciously. And we all know this. We've all experienced situations where we're driving somewhere and we don't even remember how we got there, right? We're watching a movie and our brain kind of fades off, and then we get back to the movie and we have no idea what we just watched. So we all experience these moments where our unconscious mind is kind of running the show. So if we know that that's a fact, we all do that, then if I have an unconscious belief about myself, then that's going to run whether I'm aware of it or not. So shame, this idea that shame is within us, is all because it's an identity. I am a bad person and I did bad things. We're going to come back to that, but let me go now up the ladder and talk about guilt so that you can see the difference between shame and guilt. So guilt is not an identity. Guilt says, you know what? I'm a good person and I did really bad things. So it's not that shame identity anymore. We're coming up out of it, and now we're giving ourselves an identity of, I'm a good person. Underneath everything that I did wrong, underneath all of the mistakes that I've made, I am a good person. That's guilt. So there's a big difference between the I am statements of shame and guilt. So if I'm walking around, I'm a horrible person and I did horrible things, then you are stuck in a shame state. If you are walking around going, I'm a good person, underneath all of this, I'm a good person. I did horrible things, but I'm a good person. Then you are in guilt, because that's where guilt lives. Guilt can keep our identity intact, a healthy identity intact. Shame can't. And when you're with a betrayed partner who is constantly calling you those things, you're a monster, you're a jerk, you're a whatever, fill in the blank with whatever adjective they're using, that is going to trigger that identity, that shame response. Now, the solution to that is not to tell the betrayed partners to stop calling you names. That's not the solution. Remember, I always say we have to make sure we're always solving the right problem. And most of the time, the unfaithful partners will say to me, Beth, I can't get out of shame because my wife keeps screaming at me and telling me what a monster I am and what a horrible person I am. Okay, your response is still yours. If you believe that you are a good person underneath all of these mistakes, then it doesn't matter what somebody else says. It's what we teach children, right? But that shame response kicks in so strong that now you're in fight flight mode, and now you're going back at her, at the betrayed. We're going to get deeper into that in a second, but I just want everybody to understand your responses are yours, no matter what is going on around you. That's not easy. It's not easy to sit there and listen to somebody call you names, especially really horrible names. That's not easy, but you can. It's possible. A lot of people do it. A lot of people are able to sit in somebody else's rage and not respond with their own shame response. So it is possible. You probably don't think it's possible because you've never been able to do it, but that's why you're in these courses. You are trying to learn how to do it. So shame, identity, I'm a bad person and I did bad things. Guilt, I'm a good person underneath all of this, even though I did all of those bad things.